do it.
What's up?
George, how we doing?
How are you doing, brother?
Good to see you, my brother.
Always good to see you.
A pleasure. A pleasure.
Always.
Well, yeah, let's get this started.
Yeah.
Welcome to Lifestyle Radio.
Ooh, Lifestyle Radio.
It's great to have you on.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Well, welcome, George Onewuchi.
Oh,
Bush boy.
whole government.
Playboy by the North.
Whole
Vidi
government,
Agman.
for sure.
Yeah.
Many names.
Man that goes by many names.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about Vidi.
Yeah, what's up?
So why don't you give the audience a little introduction about yourself?
Yeah.
We can start talking about the brand and get into it.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like just growing up, originally was born in Queens, New York. Lived in Minnesota for quite a bit as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Parents being from Nigeria. I feel like just having older brothers, obviously, it was just like, I just feel like my whole entire life I've just been bombarded with just like culture, and just, culture, music, fashion, art, just everything, all the above. And I just feel like, as a younger kid, I was just taking all that in. Especially when I was living in Minnesota at the time too, because in Minnesota, it's like, it's like a suburb life. Everything's mostly calm, So it's like, I feel like in order for you to kind of like find inspiration, it's like you really just have to be on the internet, or watching MTV, on Sunday, or like watching BET, MTV. 106 in Park. Like, I'm just taking all those things in. So I've always just been just a creative person. I feel like just growing up. I remember like I have a funny story. I know.
Yeah.
I go on waves when I'm talking.
Let's hear the story.
Too,
let's hear the story.
So I remember, I used to have a PS2 back in the day, and that's when once my brothers went to college and everything like that, or they left the house, they just left me with a PS2. So I would be playing it like every day, and my mom and my dad would just like, "Yo, like, this is all you're doing."
Like, yo, is this kid going to school?
This kid going to school? Like, I mean, I'll still get my homework done, but like after I get my homework done, it's like, all right, I'm on a PS2. So I remember like my dad made this one rule. He's like, yeah, the Obamas, the kids, they don't watch TV, they don't play video games. So that's how we're gonna do it in this house. We're not gonna watch TV, we're not gonna play video games. I'm like, okay, so what does that have to do with me? I'm not the Obamas.
Yeah. Typical Nigerian.
It's typical Nigerian household.
Just making new rules every day.
So it would be summer vacation, and once school was back in session, it was like, yo, give me your PS2 and no TV.
Yeah.
So I remember I was like, fuck, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I mean, I'll still be active. I'll still be playing games, or like just like running around the house, or like, going outside, hanging with friends.
For sure.
I remember I made this like cardboard stadium. And this cardboard stadium had like, I made it like an NFL stadium because I used to play Madden all the time. Mm-hmm. That was the game I was really playing. Mm-hmm. So I made this cardboard stadium, and then I would just, craft it out like it was an actual stadium. Then I'll make like little figurines of like paper, like of notebook paper. And I'll make figurines. So I remember after school, I would literally play football in this like cardboard stadium, and like just using my imagination, just like have like a little football made, and I'll just be like, like tracing the players as if I'm like actually like, playing football or something like that. Definitely. But I guess, so my creativity, I feel like just since an early age, I've always been thinking, I've always been trying to do things, trying to create things.
Yeah. And when you were doing Madden, like, what was the interest? Was it the interest in Madden, or was it in like what you were creating?
Yeah. So that's So, of course, football is cool, but I used to like just creating a team and just making a jersey.
Definitely.
Like, that was my thing. Like, I'll spend hours on that rather than even actually playing the game. Yeah, the game is cool, but like even if I create a player, like, yo, my accessories got to be right.
Yeah.
I need that dark visor.
That dark visor. You need the sleeve.
The sleeves,
without doubt.
The color cleats. Like, that was my thing.
Who's your go-to Madden player?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because you live in Minnesota at that time. Vikings were kind of nice.
I was always doing a creative player, but if there was somebody I was playing with, probably Daniel Thomason.
Oh, yeah, LT.
Yeah, LT.
Cold.
LT on the Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, this new wave, they know nothing.
They don't know about that, bro. Yeah. They don't know about that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. So obviously you were extremely creative just from a young age. And now coming to where you are now, you create this amazing brand called Vidi Agman. So when we go over what the name Vidi Agman means and really what it means to you and, to the culture.
Yeah. So I think quarantine 2020, I'm on my last year of university. I went to Hamlin University out in St. Paul. Go Pipers. But I'm just, quarantine. Everybody's just at the house.
Yeah, chilling.
Everybody's just chilling, posted. I think I used that time to really just like figure out like what I want to do with my life. Like the original plan, I had this plan to like work at this construction company out in Minneapolis, and that was going to like be my segue through after college. But because of quarantine and COVID, like all that shit stopped.
Had to rethink that.
Had to rethink everything. So that whole year, just kind of just being in my room, just watching YouTube videos, like just watching fashion vlogs, watching like brands, and just like just immersing everything. Was like, you know what, like I can do this myself.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I was already like, I feel like I was one best dressed in high school. Like I feel like I was just always like in fashion. So I was in my room. I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna create my own brand. Like I just feel like I've already have these intangibles. So let me just make something out of it. I'm already sketching. I'm already thinking about, oh, this will look cool with this, So the name Videogman, at the time I was watching like a lot of like Roman like Roman conquerors. I was watching like a lot of like world history things, like Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, the Conquerors. I was really paying attention to that because I was like, I was in this whole like headspace where I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to take over the world.
I love
like, I need it. Like I need everything that comes with it. So I was a part of that, obviously Julius Caesar, Vini Vidi Vici, I used to just like love, I'm like, oh my God, that's hard. Like, I saw, I conquered. I love that.
Yeah, tough.
But at the time, I'm also getting into fashion. So I think the name just kind of came from like, I wanted a brand to sound like, how you're starting a brand. It's like, I wanted to sound like a luxury house, like Louis Vuitton and Saint Laurent or Balenciaga. Like that's like all these names, right? So
it's like the harder it is to say, the more expensive it is.
Oh yeah, up the price,
without doubt.
So yeah, it was that, and I was like, okay, Vidi. I just love that name, Vidi. I'm like, all right, Vidi, but what am I going to use?
Which means
Vidi means I see, I saw, having vision. It plays on just the eye. You catching the eye, you having a vision. It's like seeing is believing. So Vidi, that's it in Latin, right? And then augment. Like I really like augment came out from like a augmented, because I like the word augmented. Like augmented reality kind of like to means something greater, something that's beyond this. So I was like, I just like that play of like seeing beyond like your actual reality. So I didn't want to say video augment, like that just doesn't flow. So I was just like, yo, I'm gonna call it video augment.
Yeah, it's fresh.
Video augment.
That's
so
fresh. Yeah. What was that like aha moment? Like, did you have video already?
Man.
And then you had augment, and then you put them together. Like, how did you feel in that moment when you actually put those two words together?
Yo,
like,
that's crazy that you're saying this.
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm like literally in my bedroom. I'm just on my notepad. And I'm sketching a V and an A. At first, the brand was going to be called Vertical Star Alignment. I don't know why, because I had the V and an A, and then I like had a star on top of it. And I was like, that's the first thing I can come with. And I was like, nah, that's trash. Can't do that.
Sounds like SpaceX.
Yeah, it sounds mad corny. So I was just like, all right. It was really just me sketching.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Vidi. Okay, the V can stand for the Vidi. Oh, augment. I saw the A. I was like, Vidi augment. Oh, like, I guess it was just me sketching that V and the A. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I like this.
This is it.
And I told my mom about it. I was like, Mom, what do you think about Vidi augment? She's like, you know what? I like it. Like the syllables match it. Like Vidi augment. It's not like, it's not like Vidi augment. It's just like Vidi augment.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of came up.
That's
it's like an aha moment.
Yeah.
And so, I know I'm going on and on. Like it's just a lot of thoughts,
I get it. And then you had that aha moment. Then you started turning that into what your brand is.
Oh yeah.
So from the aha moment of creating that name to what your brand is today, like what kind of formed that? Like how'd you say this is what my brand is going to be?
Yeah. So I think also too, I had a lot of inspiration by a lot of other brands that I saw as well too. And I felt like I just didn't want to have a brand that's just a typical, hey, I just make some shirts, go buy it on my website.
Yeah.
Just, e-commerce, like
for sure.
Which is obviously it's big in the space that we're in, but at the same time, I feel like what makes you stand out is like the actual storytelling. So I guess with me it was just more like, when I like the brand vision was to like really tell. It was more like it's like a lifestyle project.
Yeah,
in a way. Cool. That's why we got this. That's why we call it Lifestyle Radio.
Yeah.
Because it's like let's take a meaning and let's like create like a new meaning to it. Almost like as if it's like a new religion.
Sick.
You know?
Sick.
So it's like the way we do things is Viddy, you know? The way we
it's like a way of life.
It's like a way of life. So I think that's what made the brand like, I guess this is the meaning of it.
Yeah.
It's by like the way of life.
Yeah.
And my way of life of just how I want to be or just how I want to live is just fruitful. Just like, you know, good energy, you know, going to places that I've never seen before, connecting with people.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about your brand too, because like you're saying, like there's a million people in the e-commerce space, a million people that have their own clothing brand, and some people would just like, you know, put like a little stamp on a shirt and they'll just like ship it out, and I'm just like, all right, like where's the culture, you know, where's the community, like where's the vision with it? And with yours, like I feel like anytime you do a drop, anytime I see something put together, I'm like, all right, like I feel connected to this or resonate with this in some sort of way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's really dope to see.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just think and I'm still figuring it out. I mean, I started video in like 2020, so it's just like it's like a whole new thing. I'm still like trying to figure out what this is as well too, but I know just the way I've went out. I feel like just my whole entire life, the way I've perceived myself, the way I go about things, it's like its own lifestyle on its own. So like I guess that's just like the Viddy's just a stamp for it.
I love that saying too, like, it's Viddy.
Yeah, it's Viddy. It's easy.
It's just like, I'm like, like,
it's Viddy. Yeah. It's Viddy. And I'm glad you say that too, because, you know, I know, like, you know, I have a lot of friends and like people like, oh, Viddy, that's what they call me. But like, I appreciate it. But it's like, Viddy, I'm trying to make it like stand for something that's just more than me. I don't want to just like, when you think about Viddy, like obviously you're going to think about me, but at the same time, it's just like, it's you too. You know, it's just a way of life.
That's sick.
It's like Viddy to me is like, I'll give you a little picture. Like you just coming out, you like you went to this little block party, pulling up in the Cullinan, you know, pulling up in the Cullinan, got the all white linens on.
Have to.
Nice thing on the wrist. You know, Shador, showing love to people showing love to you. You know, it's just being the life of the party. It's Viddy.
That's Viddy. Yeah,
for sure.
That's cool. Okay, so how do you go about, you know, like now you have your vision, you have your brand, you have products that are out there. How do you continue to build that community that you are building already?
Yeah, I love
people
that.
Resonating with it, people connecting with it. Like, that's Viddy. How do you grow the community?
That's a great question, Falabi. That's something I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah. And I feel like that comes with brands in general.
Yeah.
When someone's launching something, like, like you have your audience, like, cool, like this is my target audience, but like, I feel like it can change over time.
Yeah, I definitely think so. It changes over time. I guess my whole entire vision of just this brand and what I'm trying to create, I'm just trying to create a brand for the community. It's like I like to talk in like actual like analogies and like try to picture things and try to visualize it and like try to come out to life. So it's like a girl, like so let's say a girl, she just wakes up Saturday morning, she's about to go to the farmer's market. She lives in downtown Phoenix. This is the location she's in.
Yeah, love it.
No,
detail.
She wants to put a calm fit. Maybe, you know, it's a little hot in Phoenix, of course, right?
Yeah.
So she puts like a little tank top, you know, just a tank top, but it says Viddy on it. And then she got like, you know, some nice, you know, like, you know, some nice blue jeans, Levi's, cool, kicking it. You know, just maybe like some Uggs that she's rocking, very comfort. But like for her wanting to wear that, it's more of like the statement of just like, yo, I'm here, I'm present. You know, it's like I want to create something that like, you know, people feel like it's essential to the community, or like it feels like, yeah, I need that piece because it's the way of life. This is what I want to wear. This is how I want to perceive myself.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Another thing to that too, I think,
like from that inspiration, like when you talk about things like this, like who are you watching? Was it Virgil? Was it Kanye? Who are like those, you know, the top 5 people, the top 10 people in the space where you're like, I like what they're doing? So
I think off rip, Virgil Abloh was the first. I think he was one of the first people that like made me like see like, damn. I think he changed just like my whole idea of just having a brand. Yeah. Where it's more about just the clothes and just what you put on. It's like the whole entire thing encompassing with it. You know, I'm very inspired by Virgil Abloh. I think one thing I used to like about him a lot too, it's like he will do like, instead of like, he does his thing with Off-White, but then he like DJs. And then he hosts his events and he throws on, you know, like lifestyle parties basically. And then he also has interviews like these, like, so where you can actually like dissect his mind. So he was one. Pharrell is a big, Pharrell's insane.
Pharrell's crazy.
He's one of the gods.
Yeah.
For sure. Kanye, of course.
Goat.
A$AP Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Yeah, just A$AP Rocky. I think just the whole East Coast aesthetic and what he brought to New York at that time was just insane.
Yeah, tell us about that too, because I feel like if you think about A$AP Rocky, like you just think about music.
Yeah.
And I think there is definitely like a fashion lane that he has, but I don't think like a majority of people actually understand that.
A$AP Rocky's the god. I think A$AP Rocky's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of like people in my generation, like they know about all these like high designer brands. Like I didn't know about Rick Owens until A$AP Rocky was talking about Rick Owens.
Bet.
You know, I didn't know about HBA, Hood by Ear. I didn't know about that until Rocky. You know, like Rocky was one of those guys where he was really name dropping Raf Simons. Like he was name dropping all these brands in songs, and nobody really knew what like he. I think at first nobody really knew like, oh, what was he talking about? You know, maybe I was just young. Maybe other people knew, but once he was like name dropping those brands, I was like, okay, let me go do my research. And now I'll just see like whole like articles and archives of clothing. I'm just like, my head is blown. I'm like 12 years old. Like, what the hell is this? 13 years old.
Yeah, what's going on?
Like, what's going on? You know, so yeah, A$AP Rocky's a pivotal person, I think, in today's generation, especially in fashion. Yeah.
And Rihanna.
You know. Oh, Riri. I love Riri.
Everybody love Riri.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, well, let's get into your drops.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of success. Every time you drop, it sells out.
It's cool.
It's pretty dope.
It's dope.
You probably have the best brand in Arizona.
Oh, that's what you.
Yeah, we gotta talk spicy.
Hey,
man.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Hey, you heard it here first, man.
Yeah. Look, you have the hottest brand, so you know
For sure.
Obviously, we're talking about right now. Like, let's talk about one of the products.
Yeah,
I know you have 3 up here right now. Let's talk about your favorite color wave here.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about how you created the perfect trucker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, I'm like the best kept secret out in Arizona.
Yeah, that's fresh. I'd agree.
Yeah, I feel like the people around us, like they know what's going on, but like, you know, we have to get it to the masses first. So this is why we're doing lifestyle radio. You feel me?
Plug. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. But okay. So let's do this. The purple and black ones we see right here. So like these were like the original ones I first dropped. So the reason why I remember I'm like, okay, I want to make my first product, but I want to make something that like people can see. It's like, I don't know. It's like, have you ever heard of like the 3% rule? Well, I mean, Virgil Abloh talks about this a lot, but the 3% rule is basically like, you know, taking something that's already kind of like prevalent in pop culture, and twisting it and just making it into like your own remix.
Okay.
So I guess my whole point for that was like, just moving out here, I didn't know what was like the staple piece in Arizona.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
AZ's still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's cool. We'll give them grace.
Yeah.
But I think because, you know, coming from New York, it's like, what's the staple piece is the New York Yankees cap, you know? So it's like, I wanted to like, I guess this was like my attempt of just trying to make a statement piece for Arizona. Because I remember like when I first moved out here, I would go out and I would see people with like the Diamondback hat. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of sick. I fuck with that. I mean, obviously it's just a Diamondback logo. But I was like, you know what? That would be cool if I like actually like made my own twist to it. But I did it in a subtle way where it's like, you might realize it's the Diamondbacks logo. You might not realize it's the Diamondbacks logo, but I like flipped it upside down. And then like I put the A on it. So it really stands for like Videogman, you know? So the V and the A stands for Videogman. So it's like, it's kind of like this is like my own version of like a stamp or like a, you know, for Arizona. Like this is our way of living. It's the trucker hat.
Yeah, I love that.
I call it the perfect trucker because it really is the perfect trucker. I mean, like,
what makes it perfect?
Everything, right? First of all, I feel like when you're wearing something, to have something when you have something on and it has some sort of meaning, that's one layer to it. All right, if I wear this on, I'm representing like, you know, just Arizona, Diamondbacks, all that, whatever. Just representing like Arizona culture. Cool. I feel like the second one is like, all right, it's the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm in the community, I'm going to see other people rocking this as well too. You know what I'm saying? And then number 3, it's just comfort. Trust me, like, ask anybody you know, I feel like the fit is really good. Yeah. And that was like the whole point of the hat making a hat that's very comfortable.
Yeah, and I'd say so. And sometimes, you'll get a hat and it'll be like flat on your head or like too wide or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And dudes are like very specific. They're like, I need my hat to fit like that.
Exactly.
So
people don't play about their hats. That's one thing that I figured out about adulting.
Yeah.
People they don't play about their hats.
It gotta fit like this. It gotta look this way. That's what's up.
Also too, like I know like with Otto trucker hats, I know I'm gonna go geek.
I don't know about that.
So Otto trucker hats is like, it's one of the main like trucker hats that people usually use with just, manufacturing and just like when they're trying to make a hat. Mm-hmm. But it has like a very like large, wide bill. All my like, garment nerds and fashion heads, they know what I'm talking about. Like the bill is just kind of like humongous. So I chose this one specifically so it doesn't really have to like block your face like that. It's just kind of it's a regular bill.
Yeah.
It's even a little smaller than most bills as well too. So.
Yeah. That's like one of those little things like most people that don't know fashion, like they would never know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Comfort though. It's just all about comfort, style, and community.
Comfort, sound, community.
I think that's what makes it the perfect trucker.
Perfect trucker. I love the name too.
For sure.
Okay, let's talk about the side too, because I see you have a patch. That's where it says the perfect trucker.
Yeah.
What is that patch there?
Okay, so this is Flavi. I love this. All right, so
get into that.
I'm gonna get into it. So originally, like I wanted to make the hat for the community, but I feel like, okay, what's a great way to go about that, right? Mm-hmm. So the Scottsdale Museum of Arts, I remember I wanted to like have a hat in their gift shop because I feel like especially with art, I really just love art in general, right? And I feel like art's very essential into our society. And I feel like sometimes we like to downplay that, but art's everything. Even the way the street sign is made, that was someone thinking about it. Even the way the car that we're driving was actual design.
Sure.
The clothes we wear, of course, but like everything comes down to design and like, just art in general. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it would have just been a cool idea to sell these hats like at the gift shop at the Scottsdale Museum of Arts. Okay. So it's like, okay, damn. Instead of me just buying the hat from like a website, I can just actually go to like a museum and like buy the hat. I think that would have been like just a cool place.
Yeah, because then you're like connected to Scottsdale.
Right.
At that time
and then maybe it's like you want to know, like maybe it's like, oh, damn, like I've never been to the Scottsdale Art Museum, but.
Yeah, I've never been.
You feel me? Yeah. But it's like maybe you're like, you know what? Well, these hats is fire. I'm gonna go to the Scottsdale Art Museum. Yeah. Pick up the hat and maybe I can just, walk around, check it out.
I like that.
So that was like the plan I had. So I remember I was on the Scottsdale Museum of Art's website. And I was talking to some of the people at the building, and they're like, "Yeah, you just gotta like submit your resume, show us what you're trying to make, show us what you're trying to do, and then we'll select you if it wants to be at the gift shop."
Oh, there's selection. Okay.
Yes, selection. So I applied. Waited like 2 weeks, made a whole presentation. I like had the hats on display as well too. But I never got like a call back or anything like that. Not even like an email or nothing like that. Just nothing like that. It's like, fuck. Like, was my shit trash? Like, that's what I was thinking. And honestly, like, I'm the first person, like, the one thing when it comes to me, Floppy, when it comes to like just making things, like, if my shit is trash, bro, my shit's trash.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just gonna take it to heart and just like do another one.
And you know what? The market will tell you. Yeah.
All the time.
The people won't lie. If it's trash, people ain't gonna buy it.
They're not gonna buy it.
That's just how it works.
Yeah. So didn't get no reply from them. I called them and I was like, "Hey, my name is George Wameme. 2 weeks ago, I applied to, have apparel at the gift shop." This guy's like, yeah. Let me go check our files. Oh, this is you right here. Okay, cool. Yeah, we just don't see this hat as contemporary art. That's what he said about my hat. He's like, yeah, we just don't see it as contemporary art. I just don't think it fits in our gift shop. And I'm cool with that answer, honestly. Yeah, cool. But it's just like, he didn't really give me any explanation.
Yeah, it's very vague.
It's kind of vague.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so for me, I'm like, if you're working at a museum, you're working at the Scottsdale Museum of Arts, I'm thinking like you're an actual like art enthusiast. Like, you're down to have a conversation, you're down to explore, you're down to figure out new ideas. But for you to really just be on some like, oh yeah, I don't know about that. Then I'm like, all right, then you're not even challenging yourself. And are you even qualified for your position? That's me though. That's just what I think. Yeah. So that happened. He gave me like a vague, like, idea or just a vague response. So I was like, you know what? Cool. So I don't know. I was just thinking in my head, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use this for ammunition because at first the hat just didn't have this patch on the side.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? That'd be kind of tight adding a patch on the side. But if you actually look at the patch, it says this hat is banned from the Scottsdale Museum of Contemporary Arts. They said that this hat is not contemporary art. I mean, it's just like irony. It's like, but at the same time, it's kind of cool because I feel like when you see the hat, you probably fuck with it because the hat looks cool, but then you're like, wait, what the, what's this part?
It's like that little detail in between.
That little detail, and I feel like that goes into a whole entire story. So that was the part of like, the patch on the side. But Scottsdale Museum of Arts, if you're hearing this, I would still love to work with you guys. Phoenix Museum of Arts, I would still love to work with you guys. Let's create something for the community, I guess.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's a really good story too. Yeah. I like how you used it. Like it was like, hey, like that's okay if I can't be inside the museum today, but let's still make you part of this.
Yeah. For sure.
It's fresh.
I mean, yeah, it was it little like a little shot? For sure, it's a shot. Yeah. But it's like I feel like you got to do that when you're first starting with something. You have to like take all the chances and risks that you can take.
Yeah. I feel like that's just part of art and part of the culture too.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it the perfect chucker, right?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Sick. And then the baby blue one too. That's just the latest.
Let's see that one. That one's tough.
It's the latest one we did. I just love colors. I love colors a lot. And I feel like the baby blue and the pink. People were very mad with me with this one because, it was very limited. People couldn't get it. People wanted their hands on it. I think this is like my favorite hat I've ever made.
It's crazy.
I just feel like this is just clean. The color's clean. The tag on the side is clean. Yeah, it has a little jewel on it too.
Yeah,
I really made this for the ladies. This is like for them for the summertime.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Yeah, might have to restock that one again.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
So like when you dropped this, like how many did you do of these units, and like how fast did they sell out?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Yeah. For this one, for the baby blue one, I had a baby blue one and I had an all black one. I had 30 for each unit. I had like a friends and family early access to it. So like all my homies, all the people that I'm really cool with, people I work with, they had like early access to it.
And how do you get early access? For the audience, how do you get early access?
You gotta be cool with Viddy. You gotta be cool with Viddy, and like that's the community part. You gotta follow the page. You gotta like really be interested in what's going on. Like I don't want you to like just be a brand. I don't want to be a brand that people can just be like, oh yeah, I can just buy it anytime. Cool, it's just always gonna be there for me. Like no, like you gotta like actually pay attention. You gotta want to understand what's going on, even if you don't understand.
Yeah, I almost feel like it loses its value if anyone feels like they can just get it.
Oh yeah, time, right? It's just like you're just like any other brand.
Yeah,
so that's the whole thing about it. But yeah. So I had 30 of each unit. I did a family and friends access. Friends and family, they got hold of it, and then I probably had like 15 of each colorway after that on the site, and I feel like literally. The site sold out in like 30 minutes. Like crazy.
Wait, all right. So you did the friends and family to give them access to make a purchase. Then you put it on the site. Yeah. You probably had 15 each.
I had like 15. Realistically, I had like 15. I had like 13 and like of each the baby blue one, and I had like 15 of the black one.
Of the black one.
Yeah.
And so like from putting it on the site to it selling out, like what was the time period in between?
Yo, it's like literally 30 minutes, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. So pretty, okay, so 15 and 15, so you had 30, selling 30 minutes. So you're literally selling a hat every minute.
Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, honestly, it was crazy. It was crazy because I was actually working that day in the morning, and like I got cut like around like 12. Yeah. Or no, I got cut like around like 12. Or sorry. I got cut around like 11 o'clock. So it gave me like 30 minutes to like just make sure the site's okay, make sure all the inventory is there. Then once I press go, just
run it up.
So that was a cool one. That was a cool one. That was a cool one.
Respect.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So then how do you feel in that moment, right? For anyone, like, for the audience, for someone that's launching a brand and, they're using the same fuel that you're using, and then to sell out in 30 minutes, like, what's that feeling like?
It's a good feeling. I think it's cool, right? But I think the best feeling is more like seeing people wear it, like seeing your peers wear it, you know? And it's a good feeling, but I feel like for myself, I'm just like, all right, what's next? You know?
Yeah. Still hungry.
I'm still hungry. I still want to appreciate, like, you know, obviously, but I feel like I'm just starting though. So that's why I'm just like,
Yeah.
I can't just be all like, hey, yeah, we did our thing. We out here. You know, I just can't.
Yeah. It's like, let's go again.
Let's go again. I see other brands in Arizona that's doing well as well too. I see, you know, people being put on platforms. And I'm like, yo, for me, I'm like, I'm hungry. Like I want all of that.
Yeah. You got to keep challenging yourself.
Yeah, have to. You know, so it's
Cool.
like.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I have a funny story for you. I don't know if I told you this one. I'm in the barbershop and I'm just, you know, getting my haircut or whatever. Yeah. And this dude's like on his phone. And he's like, he starts talking. He's like, yeah, this is some dude. And, you know, he got this brand, man, and it's hot. This brand's hot. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. That's what it's called, like, Videogman.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so, like, obviously, I'm talking to him, and he's just like, yeah, man, these hats, man. He's like, the way the hat fit on my head. And he's like an older guy, too. He's probably like crazy. 45, 50. Really? And the way he's talking about this thing was like, and obviously he doesn't know our relationship. Yeah. And that we're family. And I'm like, you know, egging mom, I'm like, yo, look, you know, how does the hat fit? He goes, man, the way you just put the thing on your head. Blah,
Stop.
blah, blah.
He did not say that.
Bro, I'm dying.
That's crazy.
But he's like, man, but like, he never have any hats in stock. He always sell out. He's like, I looked, because, you know, I think he was trying to get the blue one. Yeah. And he's like, I looked and the thing was gone. And I swear to you, bro, this is like 45. He was actually like emotionally angry.
Really?
And I'm laughing. In my head, I'm like,
you never told me this. What the hell?
Hilarious, bro. Hilarious. I'm just watching him, you know, I'm egging him on because I want to see like how he actually feels about, yo, this guy was pissed. He was pissed he couldn't get a hat.
That's crazy.
So
no, people be on my head, bro.
Yeah,
I feel bad because I'm not like if people that know me, like I'm a cool dude. Like I feel like I got love for people. So it's like for them actually wanting something from me, I'm like fuck. Like I want to give it to them, but at the same time, I'm like yo, I have to keep the vision though. So it's like it sucks, but at the same time, I'm like fuck, bro. I wish I could have.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, you have something that's so good, but you want to keep the status quo at the same time.
Got to.
And then they're saying like, great, cool. Well, I want to make money and I want to monetize this too, but I don't want to lose my value in this. So it's this constant battle that I'm sure someone like you that's a designer has to face all the time.
Yeah, I feel like one dude that I really watch a lot, he's out in, I shouldn't even give these people a gem like that. Yeah, I'll keep it a secret. Yeah, you can't know my sources. But this is one guy I follow. He has his own brand, and he used to like make his page private. But this guy would literally have 70K followers, 100K followers, 200K followers. That's just like gradually growing. Yeah, like he was keep the account private, and his reason of keeping it private was because it's like, yo, like he wants to really weed out the people, his consumers, who's actually buying his product.
Interesting.
And I'm like, when I kind of like looked at that, I'm like, wouldn't you? And first in my head, I'm like, wouldn't you just want to make money? Like, why are you trying to like gatekeep? Why are you trying to gatekeep it? Yeah. But I think it's all about value, though. I think it's like once you have everybody wanting to like have what you have, everything gets watered down. It's like if you have the same shirt and I have the same shirt, what makes your shirt special than my shirt?
Yeah, it's not special anymore.
You know what I'm saying? It's not special anymore.
Makes sense.
But now if we only know like, yo, there's only 30 of these in the world. Oh, I'm like, I feel special.
Yeah, scarcity.
It's scarcity, you know? So it's like, you know, it's back to economics. So it's like high supply, demand might be low. Yeah. Low supply, demand might be high. Yeah. It's just cool. Like, it's just very just basic economics, you know?
Yeah, it's a great way to look at it. Yeah. So like back to like, you know, the guy in the barbershop, like this dude's like 45, 50 years old dude. And, you know, I saw like almost like an emotional tie to your product, even though he doesn't know you, even though he maybe just found out what the brand was like. He literally had this emotional tie. Like when I see something like that, I'm like, okay, like when you created this brand, like who is your audience? Yeah. Ooh. Right? Is it the girl that's going to the farmer's market that's looking for something simplistic? Is it the guy that's going, you know, flying to Europe or Mykonos for the summer? Or is it the older guy in the barbershop? Like, who is your audience? Like, how do you figure out what that is?
Yeah, it's hard. Because if like, I really imagine my brand being like a brand out in New York. Yeah. Like just like your everyday inner city, you know, person, you know. To really figure out who's my actual target audience right now, I think that's something I'm still figuring out. Yeah. But I just hope that like, you know, just with the design and like just with like, you know, how we do things, it can have some sort of emotional appeal to people. And then from there, we can kind of like weed it out the way we need to weed it out.
Yeah.
You know, but realistically though, I really think my brand's for like just, you know, inner city people. Like I want it to be like, okay, you know, the guy about to, you know, his 9 to 5, he's about to get ready, you know. You know, going to work, but you got like a Viddy trench coat on.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know?
That's tough.
Like I just want to like depict different styles of what like in your life. Maybe one day you want some real streetwear stuff. Maybe one day you want some like, you know, more of a dress up type of feel.
Yeah, I like that.
Want to really just encompassate like everything in life.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you can do that. I feel like you can have the streetwear and the fashion as long as the vision is still the same, right?
Yeah. And that's why like I emphasize on lifestyle. That's why I emphasize on lifestyle. I emphasize on just that greater version of yourself.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's like really like whoever can identify with that, then it's for you.
It's a win. It's a win. Okay. Question for you too. You talked about New York.
Yeah.
I know you were at New York Fashion Week. So, you know, tell us about your experience at New York Fashion Week. What was it like, bro? What was the weather like? What was the bodegas like? What were you eating out there? The fashion.
Yeah. So, shout out to my boy Ming. You'll probably be seeing this. He's from New York as well too.
Dope.
We've just crossed paths so many times. So just love his style, love who he is as a person. But he was just like, yo, bro, I'm about to go out to New York Fashion Week. And I'm from New York, of course, but at the same time, like, yo, I don't think I've ever been in New York for Fashion Week, you know? So I was just like, all right, for sure. Cop my ticket. I had my homies too. Shout out to my boys, Julian and Sid. You know, I went with them as well too. New York Fashion Week was really, I think, man, where do I start?
Because that, right, other than like Milan, like New York Fashion Week Milan, like that's the mecca of fashion, right?
Yeah. I think what the great thing about New York Fashion Week was just seeing so much, right? I think that, I mean, it was my first one, so I don't have access to like all these like after parties.
You want to talk about gatekeeping? That's New York.
Oh my gosh, bro, what? So yeah, like, I mean, it's my first time. Nobody really knows who I am. Fuck. So it's just like, I'm not getting invited anywhere. I'm really just kind of going all out on a whim and just trying to figure things out. For now, for sure. But like, it was cool to experience that though, even with my friends, because we're all just trying to figure it out. Yo, what after party? Oh, should we? All right, let's try to hit this one. Let's see if we can get into this one. Oh fuck. They didn't give out the location. Like we were trying to go to the Skepta DJ event. Oh, Skepta was, oh my God.
Yeah, Skepta's tough.
I love Skepta, but like, yeah, he didn't even like, he only dropped the locations to like certain people. So then I guess I was frustrated in that regard at Fashion Week, where I was like, damn, I couldn't really get into like all the events that I really want to get into. But at the same time, I did get into some. So I remember our first night, it was a St. Woods after party, and you have to like, you know, do an RSVP for it. Obviously, I didn't really do an RSVP for it. Because I didn't know how. Like, I'm like, yo, like,
for sure,
It's just like I'm just really, like, that's the one thing in New York, you're just learning by every minute as the day goes. You know, so first, me and my boys, we got in there. We were in line. Long ass line. But it's the crazy thing though, right? This is New York. I'm in line and then I'm walking and I see Bloody Osiris, fashion influencer, a mentee for Virgil Abloh, like just one of those fashion guys. People know what's up. I saw Little Tekka as well too, the artist as well. And like they're just parked outside like a G-Wagon in the front of the party. And then I'm like just like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, this
like,
is New York.
We're here. Like for real, we're here. Like all then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, I follow that person on Instagram. Oh, wait, I follow that guy on Instagram. So it's like, it's crazy. Like this world that I've been like watching, or this world that I've been immersed in, it's like I'm actually seeing it in real time.
Now you're in it.
I'm in it.
Yeah, now you're in it.
So it's like such a like surreal moment. So then I'm in line and line's long as fuck. They're like, yeah, we're not letting nobody in if you don't got no RSVP. So like, I'm like, all right, cool. So I try to go into the front of the line, try to talk my way into it. I'm with my boy Julian, and at first she was like, nah, we can't. And then I remember I go back to her, I'm like, all right, but if we come back again, would you let us in? She's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, all right, cool. So we go somewhere else for a little bit, and then we come back, and then she sees us, and then we get inside the party.
That's what's up.
Bro, this party is just insane. Like, literally, I'm telling you, everybody that I follow on my Instagram that I look for towards inspiration, they're like at this party. And people that are my age, particularly 24, 25, 26, like
definitely
at this party, even younger, like they're at this party. And I'm just like, kind of like, wow, this is insane. Yeah. The music is like going crazy. I see some homeboys from my hometown as well too. Shout out Antoine and Fawn, so I saw them as well. So it was just dope. I was like, okay, this is the life that like I've been like envisioning. So that was like the first night. Yeah. And then from there, it was just all these little events or pop-up shops that we will go to. I feel like New York is just a great place, and then Fashion Week, which is a great place to like just network. But at the same time, if you don't have access to like these fashion shows or like these after parties and everything like that, like
it's different.
It's kind of different. Yeah. It's kind of different. And I think also too, from what I've been hearing from people as well, it's just like people were saying like this year was kind of different because it was more like TikTok influencers and like, like more like content creators. It was more like for them rather than like actual like, fashion brands or whatever. But I feel like regardless, it was just a great place. Like if you wanted to like network, if you wanted to like kind of like figure out like what's your footing in this space, I feel like that's something that you have to go to.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And
makes
like sense. I feel like at that moment, that's why I'm like, you know what? I think I'm built for this. So
yeah, I like that. I like that. When you came back to AZ, like, what was the inspiration that you came back with?
So the events that people throw in New York is just amazing. I feel like it's just like, because we're out in the Scottsdale right here. So it's like, you know how it is in the Scottsdale clubs. It's just like you standing around. All right, if you get a table, you get a table. All right, cool. Staying around, drinking.
New York, they dancing.
Oh, you're dancing, bro.
Yeah, they're dancing.
You're dancing. Yeah. You're dancing. But at the same time, you're networking with people too. It's not like you're just dancing. Like you're networking with people, and you have like this emotional connection to this person. It's like, oh, I remember I was vibing out with this person. Yeah. Oh shit, this person does fucking photography for Nike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it was kind of cool. Like it's like, okay, I'm connecting with this person, but this person also has some things that they got going on with them as well. So I think the one thing I would love to bring out here is like some sort of event or like some sort of like gathering where it can be that though. Like it can really be just like actual like fun dancing.
Yeah, and I think it's possible. I think there's a ton of like super talented people in Arizona that actually want like, look, it's not New York, let's just call it what it is. But there's some super talented people here that are artists or they own their own brand or they're creators that want to be able to like come together and network and dance and enjoy that time. Seriously,
right? And even for me, Falab, like I'm still figuring out like all the people that are out here as well too. And I'm like, yo, Arizona has crazy talent. Super talent. Crazy characters. Like people are dope out here for real. But it's just like trying to figure out how we can just bring that together. And like, I think for real, like Arizona is a place on the rise. Yeah. Phoenix, Scottsdale, whatever you want to call it, like it's really on the rise. So to create something where like, people can like have events like that, where people can kind of come together. And I'm not saying there's things like that already going on. But it would be cool to like put my own vision to something like that as well.
I think you could definitely do something like with one of the drops of your products too. Like I feel like your next drop, like if you threw an event, like it would go crazy.
No, seriously, for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like you've built up enough influence and you've built up enough drops where like if you do a drop and someone's like, yo, I'm not going to be able to actually buy this hat if I'm not friends and family. I'm not going to buy this hat if I can't buy it online. Like how am I actually going to get it? Like well, you got to pull up to the party.
Straight to the source.
Like that may be the only way. Like that's a 3 layers, right?
That's a bar right there.
Yeah, like that's how you can be like, boom, like let's do an event at the same time and we can sell the product.
You know what? I think we got something brewing.
I think we got something good.
All right. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe it's like when you're in New York, like it's like, drop the location.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. And you did do something like that, right?
Yeah.
On the last one?
I
something
did.
Similar?
Yeah, bro. So I did a scavenger hunt. I had like one hat left for the baby blue one. And I was like, you know what? Instead of me just selling this, let's let's get some interaction. So I literally had this hat scattered across Scottsdale, and then I had like coordinates to it, and like you have to pick up like this ticket in order to like get to the hat.
Golden ticket.
Yeah, it's like a golden ticket. Yeah. So Willy Wonka shit for real. I didn't even think about it like that. That's crazy. But yeah, I literally just had a scavenger hunt, dropped the location, and someone got it. My boy, Big Bag. Money bag, shout out to you. So
I like the creativity. And I feel like a lot of people that are like dropping brands right now, like they don't have that creativity and they don't have like the storytelling.
Yeah.
So I love the way your storytelling, what your brand is and like what your life is.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. And then I just like the inspiration. I like, you're talking about you're seeing this person or seeing that person, but I feel like they're seeing you at the same time and they're picking up the inspiration from you.
That's crazy. I think it's like when you're doing it, bro, it's like when you're doing it, like you don't realize like you don't realize who's actually watching when you're doing it. And that's something I've been thinking about heavy lately. Just like kind of just minding like, okay, I got eyes on me.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to even have like 100,000 eyes on you. You can have like literally 3 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it can be like your little brother. Or it can be like, the mailman across the street.
Yeah.
It's like people are watching you. So it's like, give them a show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give them something good to talk about. Give them something good that they can, retain. Like, that's how I just think.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah. A lot of times when I have guests and I'm talking to people on the podcast, I always ask them too, like, if you have 5 followers or you have 100, like, what is, like, how do you continue to inspire those people, right? Because a lot of people could have 200,000 followers or 1 million or whatever, but, like, they're not actually people that actually engage and not their audience.
Nah.
So, like, how do you continue to inspire those people?
Bro, like, I don't know what it was. I think in high school, I started like this in high school, like on Twitter, I would just tweet everything. Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to eat a bowl of cereal. like something like that. Like I just took a shower. Like,
you ever look back at your old ones? They're all like,
oh man, crazy. I was crazy on Twitter. But like, I really I think it was just that vulnerability that like sometimes I'm not afraid to show on social media because I feel like we're all doing the same thing.
For sure.
We all eat shit and sleep. So it's like we're all doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let me just say that and project it to you.
Yeah.
And you can be like, oh yeah, I feel that too. So it's like that's why even with my Instagram, I like to like show people like what I'm doing like on an everyday basis. If I'm working on this hat, you're gonna see me work on this hat. So you're gonna see like the whole process of it.
Document the process.
Really documenting it. If you see me having a good time with my friends, you're gonna see me having a good time with my friends.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna see it. If you like, if I'm a lover boy and I'm crushing on somebody, like you're gonna see it. I'm very like transparent, but I feel like it just makes people more connected to what I'm doing. So
yeah. Well, I think it makes people more connected and it's just authentic.
Yeah, it's really authentic.
And I feel like we live in a world of like, this like
people want to hide everything, man.
They want to hide everything.
Want to hide everything.
Yeah, and I feel like it loses like the vulnerability.
Yeah. I like being vulnerable because it's just like I feel like that's where we can actually talk.
Yeah,
that's why I can really give you like the meat and potatoes of like how I'm feeling each and every day. Yeah, I feel like if I'm just kind of like just hinting at something, you're really not going to know who I am. Mm-hmm. And like, how can you trust me if I'm just only hitting things at you? You can't trust me. Yeah. If I'm telling you how things are straightforward, it's like, oh damn, okay, this is the type of person. And I feel like even with business, I mean, you can attest to this, but it's like with business, a lot of things is about trust. Yeah. Can I trust this person to do the job? Yeah. Can I trust this person to give me the product that I want? Yeah. Can I trust this person to make me feel like this when this product comes out? It's just like with Steve Jobs, right? Why do we love Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs made us feel like the iPhone was like the future. Mm-hmm. Like, if we don't have the iPhone, we're not in the future. Yeah. But
like you're left behind.
You're left behind. But like he made us feel like that. So like that's how I kind of think with just like life in general. It's like, if as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, if people can't trust me, they can't trust my ideas, then like, what am I really giving to you?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it makes me emotional thinking about it, actually. Yeah.
They say, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Yeah. And if you're not able to build those things, like people never buy for you, or they'll never get the value that you want to give them.
No, for sure.
I like that.
For sure.
I like that. So we'll go back to New York. Ooh. What kind of food do you eat out there?
Oh, bacon, egg, and cheese, man. The Aki way, yeah. Yeah, a lot of just, it was cool. My friend, Julian, first night we went to this one spot in Soho called La Massy. But it's,
the food gotta be good.
It's crazy. And you're just like sitting by like all these people like in suit and ties. And here we are, 3 kids just in some streetwear shit. Yeah. But it was kind of like, it was tight though. Yeah, bro, it's a French restaurant. that was in Soho, and it was crazy good. I had a crepe that had like salmon inside of it, bro, insane. Potatoes and like just chives. It was crazy. And then I had creme brulee for the first time.
Okay,
as well too. I had that in my life. Amazing. The bread was just fire. Just artisan bread, just with some butter. Easy.
That's what I love about New York.
Bro.
Like when you go to New York, you eat so well.
Bro, you eat well. Yeah. And like you eat well anywhere. At your bodega, at your side store, at the local you know what I'm saying? At the local corner shop.
At Auntie's crib over here.
And then you like, come on now.
They feed you in New York like nowhere else.
Bro.
It's crazy.
You will not let me not say this. I don't. I'm like, you won't go starving. Maybe people do. I'm sorry, but like, you won't go starving.
If I lived in New York, I'd be a fat kid.
For sure.
I would eat
for
so
sure.
much.
I'll be eating every day. Yeah, and then like the thing about New York that I like, it's like not everything's expensive. Like, you have your expensive restaurants, you have your expensive eats, but like you can literally go to the corner store, get you something nice, and you're chilling.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I'll live in New York alone until next year.
Okay.
Where's the next fashion capital like in the world? Like, what's the next New York Fashion Week that you're attending or you're going to, or you want to launch your brand in? Like, what does that look like?
Well, Falau, that's a great question. All right. I think this will be a place I would love to go to. South Korea. They just opened a new Supreme store out in South Korea.
Sick.
South Korea is like, I feel like more and more, it's just getting more heads looking at it. I follow a couple of brands out in South Korea. My favorite brand in South Korea is it's called Thug Club. Thug Club. Yeah. But I think South Korea is a dope spot. I mean, we saw with like Squid Game, right? And Netflix, just the culture and like just the way they do cinematography. Like it's like a crazy light. I feel like that's being shined on South Korea right now. But they also got that with fashion and culture. I think South Korea would be a dope spot to go to.
Yeah.
Maybe not particularly for like if there's a fashion week there, I'm not sure, but like just to go there and just to like get immersed into that.
Immerse yourself inside the culture.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah. They have a cool way of like going about things. It's very like I feel like just like with Squid Game, it's like very like raw and graphic, like like very like authentic in that way.
Very cool.
So
very
even
cool.
like a lot with their clothing, like you see, it's very like a raw like aesthetic to it. So that'd be cool to like experience.
When would you go?
Shoot, anytime in the near future.
Yeah. Okay. And then like, are there fashion weeks out there too? Like,
I'm not. So I'm not totally so sure. I'm sure though, for sure.
Yeah. And I just asked that question because obviously I know about New York Fashion Week. I know about Milan as well. Yeah. So like, I feel like South Korea and like a lot of like the Asian culture, like fashion's like everything there too. So
Japan.
Like, Japan. Like, do they have their own fashion week or are there other things like that out there too?
Yeah. I mean. I don't know in particular of like an actual fashion week, but there's just so much going on in like those countries in Southeast Asia, like for real. Like, like I what I hear a lot from like friends that go out there is like it's like a lot of gatekeeping. Like they really keep like their fashion and culture intact. Yeah, and that's why it's like that's why it's like a commodity. That's why people want to go there because it's like. When you get out there, you're gonna like really like see some shit. Yeah, it's cool with like fashion. Cool. So
I assume that's where everyone's buying their products from.
Of course, I mean like wearing wise, for sure. Yeah. But
and what was that brand you're talking about? Thug Life?
Yeah, no, it's called Thug Club.
Thug Club.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and they're in South Korea. They're based out there.
South Korea,
and they do like they have distribution channels here in the U.S.
Yeah,
too, or what?
They definitely do. I feel like you see like a lot of like celebrities and influencers. They be rocking some of their stuff out here.
Gotcha. Well, okay, here's a good question too. If I'm starting my own brand, like, how do you get to connect with someone like Thug Club or someone like Rick Owens or someone like Videogman? Like, how, like, if you don't know the person, if we're not sitting down and talking like this, like, how do you actually get to, I guess, speak to that person? Is it over DM? Is it a pigeon carry? Like,
I think so. I mean, it's 2023, and I feel like we just have so many channels of communication. So even if you can't get to that direct brand owner or like person that runs the brand or the CEO, whatever that is, right? There's a lot of Discord groups when it comes to these brands, or like these brands have followers, these brands have buyers, right? Yeah, I feel like it's just connecting with your common consumer. Gotcha. So it's like if I want to know more about like Rick Owens, sort of say, right, I will literally just talk to somebody that has, has articles of like Rick or like, and like actually have conversations with them and then meet another person that has that. And then from there, maybe there's a pop-up event at this one location.
Gotcha.
And that's how you just kind of just get immersed into it.
Gotcha.
I know like for, like Cortez, this brand I follow as well too, like I was in their Discord as first. I was on their Discord. And like when I was in their Discord, I would like follow other people that like
they're super popping out there. That brand.
In the UK. But
that makes sense. Because like me, like in the business world, like I'm in a ton of mastermind groups. I'm always networking, and a lot of times we'll have mastermind trips too. Like I'm in Dallas next week for Tony Robbins event. So anyone that's kind of inside my market or inside the same industry as me, I'm always able to like go and travel with them or meet up at the same time. So I was wondering if it's the same way in like the clothing world.
Oh, no, that's everything in the clothing world though. To your question, like it's everything. I feel like at first it's like you like it, and then once you like it, you find other people that like the same thing that you like, and then you communicate with the people that like the same thing you like, and then from there, it's either an event or something that happens where like everybody's like gathered with each other, and then like from there, that's where you can really make your connections or networking. So
that makes sense. And you start meeting, you can start collaborating and working on things together,
and then
too.
like you still got your own things that you're doing as well too. So it's like that's the thing about like clothes and fashion and art. It's like these things bring people together, and it's like I think that's the part of it. It's like it's cool to see like sometimes I'll be out and I see someone with a Viddy hat, and there's another person with a Viddy hat. And I'll see them exchange. Yo, what up, bro? Yo, you got the Viddy hat on too?
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's like from there they like connect. And it's like people don't feel. It's like people sometimes fail to realize like that's what the shit's about. It's like it's just connecting. So
that's super cool.
Yeah,
that's a bar right there because I guess you have two guys that normally would never say what's up to each other at a bar or at the mall or wherever. Now because they're wearing the same hat, it's like this easy way to connect with somebody. Like, I feel like art can break down racism. I feel like that 100%. Yeah,
because you guys can like one person can be like, I like this painting. Black guys like, yo, I like this painting. White guys like, yo, I like this painting. But they've never crossed paths.
Maybe normally they would never have a conversation.
Seen each other. This guy's all the way in the hood. This guy's in the burbs. Like they've never seen each other. But then because of that art piece, that connects them together to where they want to understand each other more. Yeah,
that's an amazing way to think. Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah. I think it happens a lot of times. Like I have like it's cool. Like I have like a lot of white homies as well too, and they tell me like just how they got into like rap and like just culture and like fashion, and then like I'm like, yo, that's sick for them to like identify like, yo, that's what they like. I like this. I just like the way it makes me feel, and then like from there it makes them see the world in a whole different light. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's dope. I don't think most people think about how much art plays into like every single day life. And how it can really bring people together.
Every day. I think once the people that actually understand are the people that are at the top.
They say the people at the top are collaborating.
Yeah, always. And art's about collaboration as well too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Highest form of collaboration.
Yeah. Here's a question for you too. Like anyone that's young kid that's trying to get into this world of fashion or merchandise or owning their own brand, like how do they start?
Yo, I think first you start off with just being passionate. Just be passionate. Like, just love what you love. It might seem weird. It might seem like, oh, this is not the right path. Like, I've had numerous of conversations of like trying to tell people this is what I want to do, and they're like, oh, you're tripping. Even family, like they're like, this guy's crazy. This guy's delusional. But it's really just about being passionate. I mean, I'm still figuring this stuff out as well too. Being passionate. I think it's also more about just, just trying things. If you say you want to make a t-shirt, make a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not the quality of like a Louis Vuitton t-shirt, but like still like make that t-shirt.
Yeah, just starting, right?
Start, and even for myself, there's so much things I'm learning. I'm still not there yet, but I feel like for you just to start and just start to just create, that's what you should do.
Yeah. And
also too, I think be around people that are into the same things as you. Yeah. If you know you're into fashion, you got some homies that are into fashion, kick it with them more. Yeah. Even if you don't have homies that are into fashion, but you identify people that are into fashion, like, kick it with them, see what they're about.
Yeah.
And then YouTube University.
Yeah.
YouTube University.
Yes.
Yes. If you can't get to that event that you want to go to, YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. YouTube.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. That's great information right there.
Appreciate it, King.
Let's end it here too. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, my name is George Wameme. You can follow me at That Playboy from the North. I have a lot of funny stories and posts and tweets. Not tweets, but posts. Also
Threads.
Threads. You can also follow the brand. It's called Vidiagmen, VIDIAUGMEN. We are actually dropping next week as well too. We're dropping the World Series pack.
Beautiful.
For him, you know what I'm saying? Very excited for that. Yeah. And then more to come, man. More to come.
Great.
Falabi, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Follow this guy too. This guy's the mogul right here.
Yeah, something like it. Something like that. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on,
bro.
man.
Love.
It's been a pleasure.
Always.
All love.